G'day, my name's Mark and I have made the Pony Press 1.0. As you know, I've been sent these clamps by Timbercon, who now exclusively stock the Pony Jorgensen clamp range. They are unreal, to say the least. I'll quickly show you how I made this press, and I'm then going to show you how to use it, some pros and cons, and make some comparisons to other things I've got in the shed. This is going to be a game changer for me, and more importantly, it's going to be a massive space saver. 1.0. 1.0. When I first got these sash clamps, I knew they were going to be heavy hitters. Then I got the sticker where it said 7,000 pounds of clamping pressure. Now, I didn't give that much thought initially. And then this idea popped into my head because I've been banging on about versatility. Pressing, clamping, gluing bits of timber together, in my mind, is the greatest thing you can do because you make more cool timber. So this is not just about gluing skateboards together. This one's actually my old workbench, and that's what I've used on the outside of the press. I've also got a couple of layers of some hardwood fencing to make up the bulk of this, and also a couple of completely useless chamfers, but you know, it looks groovy, so that's why they're there. I haven't got any glue in here. I'm just going to crank it up and see how much of a press we can get out of this. This is not taking much energy at all to spin the screws. I'm just going to keep going until I pretty much am struggling to do these up, or I hear something go pop. So you can see, as far as strain on your body goes, there's not a lot. So these are nice big handles. So I'm using two hands now, but you can see a couple of fingers. Once they do get a bit tight, I'm putting a bit more grip on them, but it's certainly not causing me any grief. These are the tails of the skateboards, and probably the hardest thing to press together. It is a very, very good clamp up. Now I'll just show you some of the other things in comparison that I've used in the past, why I think this combination is pretty cool. Under here I've got my press, which I was lucky enough to pick up for free. But I can really put a lot of force on this to the point where this steel actually starts to flex, and I still haven't completely pressed some of those skateboard tails. They do tend to slip and slide, so although this works pretty good, it comes with a few disadvantages. One is the footprint. The clamps have a place on the wall to live, and you don't have this other thing in your shed if you're limited on space. So another thing I've used in the past for pressing skateboards is just my vise. Again, it works pretty good for the smaller amount of stuff. Like it does bring the skateboard tails in nicely. I actually bent my vise putting that force on it. The other disadvantage is trying to get clamps on the top of the tails. That doesn't always work out very well, and I do get a lot of loss around the top. So, okay, going to do a dry run again. This time I'm just putting some timber, a few pieces of dowel in the voids of the curve of the skateboard deck, so that the press is pushing on that, pushing the middles up, and same, I'll put a couple of pieces on the outer side, so it's pushing those edges around to see if we can improve the glue up throughout the whole process. You can actually hear this dowel piece here, the timber in that, you can hear that getting crushed. So I'll just keep going, it's looking pretty good. Couple of little gaps, but that was probably more to positioning of that particular board. On the final glue up, I'll just make sure that they all lay much nicer. That's a pretty phenomenal pressing. This is cool. This is cool, I dig it. I probably went too far on that last one, and I actually just started to see a curve in my blocks here. So obviously these could be improved with a better lamination, maybe slightly thicker, or even made of steel. What I can see though, if you had a few more of these sash clamps, you could imagine that your press could be quite long, and you could actually do the entire skateboard. With all the decks lined up nicely, it wouldn't take much at all to get a really comparable glue up to using a big heavy duty bottle jack. Placky bag, because all the glue is going to go straight down onto my shiny clamps, and I don't want that. Definitely starting to bend my block over on this side here. Now, I'm very happy with the glue up I've got going on here. Now, I'm going to send this blank to a mate of mine named Dale. Now, he's only got one arm, so I really don't want this thing to explode, and he cops one in the face. He won't be very happy at all. I have sent some stuff to him before. Where am I going to stick it? It's up there. Let me show you a photo, because it's awesome. That's it. The pony press. Alrighty, so sticker sponsor shout out is Phil Shinbine. You can check him out at the Shinbine Drum Company, or also Gradually Wizardry. Also, stay tuned to his channel. He is gonna have a go at these things, which is cool for me, because then I can get a few hot tips. Thanks, mate. I've put some massive pressure on my blocks that I've made here, and this is probably the hardest thing that I'll ever have to glue up, which is the curve of the tails. Now, in hindsight, I've actually gone about the block the wrong way, so I just wanted to use up my old workbench. However, the laminations are that way, so straight away, this is a pretty old lamination, and it was pretty dodgy, but straight up, there's going to be pressure on all these glue joints, given that all that clamping force is going through the middle here. So it's going to want to pull in from the top and bottom. As you can see that curve there, it's basically starting to pull even these massive chunks of wood in. The 2.0, I'm going to use this hardwood decking again. I'll laminate it all together, but I'll have my slats running in this direction. So all that strength of the timber that way can basically take all the force of these clamps, which if you need it, it's a massive amount. It's done an amazing job. Okay, I'll just try and bring it in close so you can actually see that there are pretty much no voids. So that's a pretty awesome result, I think. So better than anything else I've used in the shop so far for clamping together something like this. I'll just quickly show you these deep reach pipe clamps as well. Now, the sash clamps, they've got the grunt. I don't actually know what these ones are rated to. Now, this is just a mock-up to show you how simple a press you can make with these deep reach clamps. Now, this sort of application is gluing big things together, where they're probably limited by then going through a bandsaw or something with height, or maybe a large clamp up that might go on your wood lathe, or something like that, or some other thing big thing where clamps aren't going to do the job. But again, you might be limited on clamps, so just these 4, you can start to imagine all the big cool things that you could be clamping together. Very simple, but very effective for clamping up some really big chunky stuff. The deep breech, that's getting the pressure down or up and central as low as possible. So again, you're only limited by your imagination. So there's another versatile application for your clamps in your shed. Best thing is all these clamps now hang on the wall. I don't have a press sitting on the ground or hiding under a bench taking up space. So for me, that's a big win. All right, thanks very much.